Hey everyone, how are you all doing? It's so good to go live. Not like last week. Oh my God. Let me tell you. Oh my God. So the story goes, guys. The story goes. I went to go live and I pressed the button to go live and it's not going live. So I'm on the phone to the moderator and I'm like, am I live? What's going on? 5 minutes later. Just, I don't know. I was so upset. I really was. Hello, everyone. I was so upset, and I just thought to myself, oh, this just cannot be happening. But it did. But it did, guys. And I'm really sorry about last Tuesday. Like, obviously, I couldn't help it. I had no control. So here we are. Thank you so much for joining me on Saturday. I know that you guys probably have or had lots of things to do, but thank you for joining me here today. So today we're going to be talking about stress and anxiety after narcissistic abuse. But before I go into that, where are you guys from? Please just put in the chat where you guys are watching me today, because I love hearing from you. Like, honestly, it blows my mind. All around the world. I know that some of you are from the UK. Oh my God, the weather. I know I've been talking about this, but I actually cannot get used to it. I'm still actually freezing. I'm not right now, but I cannot warm up. What is going on with this weather? Like, seriously. Thank you so much, Laurie. Yeah, so we're doing it today. Don't worry, Anushka. Thank you so much. Sean, don't fall asleep too early, but obviously sleep is more important. But Sean, thank you for joining me. Chicago, Florence, wow. Florence, definitely would love to go there. Freezing UK. It is, it's so cold. From Illinois, USA, from Wales. Yes, I know, yes, and Booth guy as well. Germany, Belgium, London, yes, aka Siberia, yes. It is, like, seriously, like, before I came here, I had to defrost the car 20 minutes, like, what the hell? So it's like what I was saying, you know, like a few days ago, I was in Greece, and the weather was just, look, it wasn't like hot, but it was very warm, not like here. Jesus Christ, I stepped off that plane, took my breath away. Manchester, Hampshire, US. So you guys are from all over the place. Bulgaria. It is like, this is like freak weather in the UK, I think, because it's not normally like this. It's not normally like this, but this is like actually freak weather. I cannot deal. I need to move to the Bahamas. Can you imagine doing a live stream from the Bahamas? I'd love that. So yes, so guys, anxiety and stress. This is something, do you know what? This is something that we all go through. We all experience it, not just after narcissistic abuse. You know what? Like, we all experience stress. But there's a difference between stress and anxiety. Stress is something that happens environmentally, like something that it causes, and sometimes it is short-lived. Whereas anxiety is something that can be lifelong, something that is experienced at the time, but it can go on for longer. But the thing is, your whole body experiences the anxiety, you know, so stress doesn't do that. Anxiety does. And anxiety is our body's response to prolonged abuse. Not only, but it's usually to do with trauma. And it's our way of, or our body letting us know that actually, you know what, like something isn't right. And anxiety is awful because it affects so many aspects of our life. Like, we can't sleep, we can't eat properly, sometimes cognitively we can't even make the right decisions for ourselves, or decisions that are congruent to ourselves, you know. Whereas stress is something that we experience at that time, and it's our response to a stressor in our environment. So you can experience both things at the same time, and both have very similar symptoms. But it's particularly after narcissistic abuse that I feel our anxiety increases, or we experienced prolonged levels of anxiety. Anxiety takes over our daily functioning and takes over our lives, if you really think about it, because it impairs the way that we think, it impairs the way that we behave, and sometimes we don't make decisions that are right for us at that time. So thinking about that, of course, the narcissist in our lives is going to make us feel this, because they themselves are feeling anxiety. And you know, guys, when you hang around people, or when you are around people who are not particularly good for you, you end up taking on their traits, their behaviors. You end up actually even thinking like them. And sometimes, do you know, when you are around people that are positive, that are really good, that are really nice, you also feel positive. So their behavior, the way that they think, rubs off on you. So it's really important that we think about who we have in our lives, who is around us, because we end up thinking like them and we end up behaving like them as well. So this is something that you guys really need to think about going forward. Are there, you know, friends that, you know, maybe you have around you that stress you out or maybe cause you anxiety? Or are there family members? I know this one's a little bit harder, like, I know, like, especially like with Christmas coming up and everything, you know, like, you're going to have to kind of be with your family members who might be quite toxic or narcissistic. But you can put boundaries in place. And I think that's what, do you know what? That's what we really need to actually think about, is actually putting boundaries in place. Because I know from previous videos, like from the previous years, I know that a lot of you have got narcissistic family members. So it's about boundaries, you know, and not giving too much emotional information, not giving too much information, you know, like it feels like you've got to justify yourself, but you don't actually have to do that, because the more that you do that, the more information they have on you. And this can cause anxiety as well, knowing that you have to be in contact, you know, with someone from your family, or maybe an ex. You know, maybe you have children with an ex, and you know that you have to sort out, especially now, you know, with Christmas coming up, you have to sort out, like, you know, when they're going to see the children and things like that. So, you know what, like, this is all about boundaries and not giving too much information of yourself, because they're going to use it against you. That's what you've got to be wise enough to understand, that they're going to use this information against you. So, anxiety. Anxiety is a product of too much overwhelm, too much going on for you at that time. And sometimes it also can be a learnt behavior, something that how you have learnt to cope with a stressful situation or a traumatic situation. And, you know, there are ways that you can deal with anxiety. There are ways that you can manage anxiety. And I think for a lot of us who do have anxiety, it's something that we might not be able to ever let go of it, meaning like you might not ever be able to get rid of it if it's prolonged and it has been, you know, happening for quite some time. But you can manage it. So for example, when you are experiencing anxiety, you know, you have sleep disturbances. And that is the worst, because when you don't get enough sleep, you then don't feel good the next day. And when you don't feel good the next day, you know, your cognitive function, your behavior, your mood, your appetite is all affected. So it just means that you just have a really crappy day the next day. And it's not your fault, but anxiety keeps you up because you keep on overthinking. You keep on ruminating, like thinking and thinking of this way out, because sometimes you get stuck on those thoughts. And I know, especially like after narcissistic abuse, this can be very prevalent, because you're thinking, oh, maybe I should have done this differently, or maybe I should have said this. Why is this person like this to me? You know, all of these thoughts are going round and round in your head. And so it makes it very difficult for you to sleep, because you're being overstimulated and overwhelmed with these thoughts. Now, what would be really good if you are at that stage and you are experiencing this, I would say to you is, don't get annoyed with yourself just because you can't sleep. Like, give yourself a break. You know, you're going through something, you're processing something. What I would say to you is, if you're having these thoughts, maybe write them down. Write them down, like write it down, like what you are thinking, so you don't keep it in your head. So it just, you know what, it leaves your mind, because that really helps. Sometimes also doing something else. I know, like in the middle of the night, I know like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the last thing you want to do is get out of your bed because it's so nice and cozy, but also you're getting frustrated with yourself because you can't sleep. So just sometimes what might really help is having a warm drink, just, you know, doing something different. Reading also helps. Reading a book, because that will make your eyes tired, and that will make you want to sleep. Yes, Sev, sleep is a good idea for a video. Yeah, I will do a little video on sleep and how to manage sleep, because sleep is so important. Do you know what? I read this book a couple of years ago by this neuroscientist. I can't remember his name. And basically he said that if you don't get enough sleep, you die younger. And it's true. Do you know, sleep is so important, but anxiety and stress affects it. Now, if we look at it this way, okay, if you are being affected by not having enough sleep and anxiety and stress because of the narcissist, think about that they are already damaging, you know, your life or you, even when they are not there. Like, how bad is that? They are affecting you to that level that you are experiencing anxiety and stress to that level. And this is not fair. This isn't on. Like, this isn't okay. So really, you need to think about, actually, you know, is this, what's going on here? How can I help myself? What can I do for me? Do you know, I don't know why this popped into my head, but I remember I went to see an acupuncturist not so long ago, probably about a year ago. And I was experiencing a lot of anxiety as well, and I couldn't sleep, because sometimes it happens to me too. And she said to me, you need to drink like chicken broth or chicken soup, because, and I said, really? Chicken soup? She said, yeah, because it's got collagen in it. Actually, collagen is really good, you know, for our nervous system to calm it down. So that really helps. I don't know why I brought that up. Don't know. It's just that something popped into my mind. Nightmares. Yeah, actually, while we're on the subject of sleep, do you know what? A lot of my clients have said that they've dreamt of, you know, the ex, or they've had nightmares. I feel like, do you know, our mind sometimes plays tricks on us, or sometimes it's processing, you know, memories. And memories is something that actually neurologists, we don't know much about them. And that is the truth. You know, we know that we've got 3 compartments of, you know, of memory. So we've got the working memory, we've got the semantic memory, and then we've got, you know, the long-term and short-term memory. but we don't know too much about it. I know there's been like a few studies done on this, but it's funny how we remember certain things. We've also got emotional memory. Our body also remembers. So we've got muscle memory. So our body is constantly remembering, constantly recalling what has happened in the past. So the fact that maybe sometimes this person pops into your mind, maybe this is part of the emotional memory. Maybe this is part of you processing, what has happened, what you have gone through. And it's just trying to kind of process it and put it into some sort of order. But the nightmares, it sounds to me like it's a PTSD response. It's something that you're reliving. And especially sometimes nightmares can be very, very real. And it's your body reacts to it. Like you might get cold sweat. You might feel like, you're shivering. All of these things like affect our sleep. And all of these things affect our system, our nervous system, because ultimately that's what anxiety does. It's adrenal fatigue and our nervous system. So sleep really helps, but if you're not sleeping, then this isn't good. And obviously, like with stress as well, this puts a strain on our adrenal system as well. And we can't, at that time when we're experiencing high levels of stress, we can't cope with what's going on. Like we can't process, like that part of our brain shuts down. So then we go into fight or flight because we're experiencing stress. So think about like the hormones and, the neurological processes that are going on, in our brain, in our body as well. How, like hormone secretion, especially like in the fight or flight, we've got cortisol, we've got adrenaline, that toxic cocktail. It numbs. That's what it does. It numbs. And so we need to be aware that this is exactly what stress and anxiety produces within our body. And, like when we have prolonged, levels of anxiety and stress, it produces that cortisol. And cortisol is a poison to our body. Do you know what, guys? If you're enjoying this live so far, could you just press the like button? That would really help me. Like, I would be so grateful if you would be able to press that like button. Thank you. So higher levels of cortisol in our body, it puts strain on our organs. Do you know what it does do? Especially if we are experiencing trauma and emotional fatigue, is it enlarges or bloats our organs. Because if you think about it, this cortisol is within our bloodstream. And our bloodstream goes all the way around our body. So when we have cortisol that is being delivered to every single organ, our brain, our lungs, our liver, all of these organs become inflamed. And so they become enlarged. So sometimes we might feel like we've put weight on. Actually, we haven't put weight on. It's the fact that our organs are inflamed and they're enlarged. And what they do is they hold water, so they get water retention, which means that they appear larger than what they actually are. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes it makes us feel, like really puffy. And that's basically what is going on for us. It's not that we've put weight on, but that's what cortisol does. It basically really dysregulates our system. Sometimes also, if we're experiencing stress and anxiety, we can get a whole host of other ailments. Like, for example, our liver and, our insulin, like that gets disrupted. So you could actually develop diabetes, for example, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, because when your body is in that fight or flight, your stomach is constantly in stress. So you're like, oh my God. When you're stressed, this is how your body is reacting. This is what happens, Sean's saying when I get anxiety, my stomach bloats and I look pregnant. Yeah, because it's just where our body can't cope. And they become enlarged because it's prolonged levels of cortisol and adrenaline. And that's what happens. And it's really sad that we have to actually experience this, even after the abuse, even after that person has left. you know, it could even cause lesions as well. It could cause brain malfunction. Sometimes, you know, you can get memory impairment. This all shows how toxic these individuals are, how bad this actually is. Like, how these people affect us to this level, and they're not even around us. It's because we're trying to figure out just what the hell is going on. And it's really quite sad that so many of us, like, I'm just reading like the comments in the chat, like so many of us are just so affected. And, you know, even, you know, like it could be sometimes, you know, when you even go to the doctors and you're saying you're experiencing this and that, like, they can't even tell what's happening, because sometimes they could say, oh, like, you're medically fit, everything's okay, but you know within yourself that you're not, that you don't feel great, and it's literally because of anxiety and stress. And there are things that you can do to help yourself, that you can manage this. And it's so sad that we have to go to these extremes. But I'm going to say to you guys, you know, just because we are experiencing this, you know, narcissistic or toxic people, they also experience this. Like, you can see how bad their health actually is, especially the ones that are older. I don't know about you guys, but they do. I find that they age a lot faster than people who don't have a personality disorder. I feel like they don't manage within themselves. And so this is what happens when you have anxiety, when you have stress, when you're constantly trying to control a situation, when, you know, like, you're constantly trying to be on top of your game and you're not real with yourself or with anyone. This is what happens. Sarah says, I can't get out of bed in the morning. Why is that? What's going on for you? Is it the sadness of trying to understand what's going on? Exactly. No more free rent in our heads or hearts. This is it, guys. Like, look at what this person is doing. What are they doing? You have to stick up for yourself, because if you're not going to do it, no one's going to do it for you. Like, you have to do it for you, because it's your birthright. You need to feel okay within yourself. And so many things can get affected because we are suffering or experiencing stress and anxiety. You know, that's what's important. You have to try and calm your nervous system. And ways of doing that is getting out into nature. Like, nature is a natural medicine. You know, when I was in Greece, I used to always go by the water, by the port. There was a port there. And I used to find that really quite therapeutic. I used to just sit there, you know, like with a coffee and just look at the water. Like, those of you that are on my Instagram, you probably would have seen, like, I was posting near enough every day the water, like how calming it can be. So if those of you that live near the sea, I would say go to the sea, go to the ocean, like, go, because it's just so, it's so peaceful, so relaxing. Or equally, go to the woods. Like, that's what I'll be doing, because I don't have the sea or I don't have any water near me, but I'll be going to the woods because I like going to the woods. I like the natural sounds, you know, and that's what it is. It's that peace and that calm that will help you to calm your nervous system. So Sarah says, yes, I wake up with him in my thoughts. And that's the first thing that you think about. But actually, how about this, Sarah? Why don't you wake up and first of all think about you and what you would like to achieve from the day? How about changing the way that you think about things? How about changing the way that you start your day? Instead of thinking about him, think about you. Think about how you would, or what you would like to do with your day. Because that is more important. You are more important. And it's true. Boundaries, this is what makes you feel stronger. When you connect back to yourself, when you are, do you know what? When you are in a relationship with yourself, when you understand yourself, when you know you, okay, that is the best thing ever, okay? Because you are always gonna know how to soothe yourself, how to make yourself feel better, what feels good. When you are in connection with your body's always gonna tell you how to feel or how you are feeling or what is good for you at that time. And so this is why I always say to you guys, like, be your own best friend, connect yourself. And this is what I was saying to you, Sarah, like, think about yourself, think about what you want to do, think about what you want to achieve from the day. The fact that, you know, thinking about him, like overthinking, and I know, like, I'm not saying that, you know, it's, you know, you're doing anything wrong. It's very normal because we all do it. Like, we all want to figure out a way forward. We want to figure out, like, what has happened, why? Because we don't get closure. We don't get any understanding. We just like, just what the hell was that about? Like, I didn't even know that person. They're like 7 different people in one. So it's our way of trying to work out what's happened. It's our way of trying to understand what's been going on, like, in these, you know, in this time that you've been with that person. But the thing is, you thinking about it and overthinking is not actually going to help, because it's not going to change. You're welcome, Sarah. It's not going to change what has happened. It's not going to change, you know, what you should have, would have, could have done. Like, you now need to, it's about acceptance. And I know that's really hard. Like, I know that that's one of the hardest things to do, like, to accept what has happened. But it will help you. It will help you to make the right decisions for you and actually think about you, you know? I think that's what is important, is that we really direct that energy back onto us. And this will really help, you know, like, if you are experiencing anxiety, if you are experiencing stress, haven't these people already taken enough of your time? Haven't these people already taken enough from you? It's enough. It's done. Like, don't give them any more of your power. Do you know that you connect to people energetically, whether that's positive or negative? And we do connect to the narcissist on an energetic level, because remember, everything is energy. And so when we are stressed, when we're feeling anxious, this is feeding them. This is making them feel better. This is making them feel good. So why are we feeding them? They're energetic vampires. Oh yes, energetic vampires. Stop giving them your power. You got to take that back for you. Guys, if you're enjoying this live, please do press the like button. I would really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So taking your own power back, taking your own energy back. This is important for your mental well-being, for your emotional well-being. Because when you are giving someone something for free, they're going to want more and more and more. You know, they are going to want you to supply that all the time. And this is indeed why they do come back around, even though they have gone. There's like, you don't even know what the hell has happened. Some of them don't even ever contact you again. And they will never offer an explanation of why they do the things that they do, because they don't even know themselves. Well, they know, but they're never going to tell you. They don't introspect, so they can't actually tell you what they're doing, but they still want your supply, whether it's positive or negative. And I feel like, I wonder, this is just my thoughts, this is just my opinion, it's not theory. I wonder whether that's the reason why they still affect our dreams, you know, our sleep, why we have nightmares, because they can feel this energetic pull. This is why it's important to break that and put boundaries in place. Go no contact. No contact really does, it's a really powerful tool. But no contact is also not thinking about them, not feeling the repercussions with stress and anxiety within our body. They already take too much. And it is like a purge. It's like coming off a drug, you know? It's like a come down, because you have to purge yourself of this person, like fully, everything. And to not be able to stop thinking about this person, again, this has to, you've got to understand that this is, it's a choice, but it's also being able to help yourself, okay? Being able to be strong within your mind, be strong within your emotions, that actually, you know, this person didn't bring anything good into your life. They tried to bring you down. They were jealous of you. They were mean to you, you know, like they were horrid. They regarded you as nothing. You were just there to give them all of your emotion and all of your time. I mean, what kind of a person does that? And now they've caused anxiety and you feel stressed. Enough's enough. Like, this person is not good. And it's not that they've just done it to you. They're going to do it to everybody. All right? They've done it to a lot of people. They're going to keep doing it to a lot of people. They're not going to change, because you know what it is? It's because they get their needs met from you. They get what they want from you. And they don't care about you. They don't care that it's hurting you. Like, they know what they are doing is wrong. This is why they don't show it outwardly. Like, they're quite covert, you know, so they don't say anything. They keep it all in secret. And it's you that has to find out the hard way. It's you that finds out in a nasty way. You know, so even though you find out, even though you know all of these things, you know on some level that this person is not okay. Like, what they do, their values, the way they think about themselves, the way that they behave is not okay. The way that they talk, the way that they hold themselves is not okay. And you guys know that on that level. And so instead of like keeping, you know, these memories going of this person and thinking, why did they do this? Why weren't they different? It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stuck in that mentality. It's keeping you, you know, like from moving forward, you know, living your life and putting the attention, you know, onto you. Because the longer that you stay in this phase or this victim mentality, you know, like, why did they do this to me? Like, why couldn't they be different? Because they're not. This is who they are. They're never going to change. You know why? Because they get their needs met. They get what they want from you. They get what they want from every situation. That's why they don't need to change. Why are you going to change when you're getting everything you need? It's not going to happen. So I hope that this gives kind of like a little bit more clarity for those of you who are still like, you know, thinking about this person or overthinking, you know, because they just don't care. Like, as long as they are getting what they want from this situation, that's all that matters. Like, nothing else for them matters. They want people to give them attention. You know, that can be in so many forms. It's not just, you know, it's not just people, you know, giving them gratification and telling them that they're wonderful. They have certain needs. They might be motivated by money. They might steal money. They might need to make a lot of money. So it makes them feel good. You know, they're very entitled. It might be that they're motivated by sex. You know, they might want a lot of sex of a lot of people. Or it could be both. It could be both. So whatever their motivation is this is what they're going to hold on to. This is what they want. And what happens is it leaves a trail of destruction. Doesn't it? It leaves a trail of destruction. That's what they do in their lives. There's never a happy ending, you know, or there's never like a happy relationship with this person. Out of all the years that I've been doing this, not once have I ever heard of a happy narcissistic relationship. It doesn't work because they have interpersonal problems. Like, they cannot connect. And so even though you feel like at the beginning of this relationship, you know, like it's so amazing, this person is your soulmate, and you just, you know, you just feel like, oh, I've met the one. This is that person for me. But you know, it's an act. And I think we're always trying to think like, oh my God, but this person was like this. Like, why can't they be this? Like, they were so nice to me at the beginning. So they have got the capacity to be nice. But it's not about that. It's not about that. Like, they only do it for a short amount of time. You know, they can't keep that going. And that's why we end up in these situations. We end up, you know, with this brain fog, this cognitive dissonance, that actually, why isn't this person like this all the time? Because they're not. Because they're not. And that's just who they are, because they haven't got the capacity. They don't know how to do that. And so when you understand this, this will really help you to stop overthinking about them. Do you know, I used to work at a low secure mental health hospital. Probably about like 10 years ago now. You know, this was like at the beginning when I first started, you know, like my psychology career. And I worked a lot with people with schizophrenia and personality disorders and eating disorders. And I was really young at the time. Like, I was so naive. Like, I didn't even listen. I was doing like my postgraduate studies, you know, in applied psychology. So this was kind of like work experience. I had no clue. And I remember we were working. So it was this mental health hospital. So everyone used to gather during the day, used to watch TV, or, you know, they used to do certain activities. And what I learned from working there is that they had a lot of time on their hands, and they didn't care what they did. It was just so that they could get the attention. All right. So they would set off fire alarms. They would set fire to things in the kitchen. Like, what the hell? They would start a riot or a fight because they could. They wanted to see your reaction. They wanted to see how it would affect you. They wanted to see how I would react to that. So the reason why I brought this up, can you see what I'm trying to say here? They are trying to cause a reaction. They want to see how it would affect you. They want to see how someone would react. And that's what they were doing. They were just doing it for attention. And that's what narcissistic individuals do. So putting that experience into, you know, like this and what I'm talking about here, it's like I completely understand what they are doing, why they are doing, and the cycle of mental illness. Because they have nothing else to do. It gives them entertainment. It gives them power to be able to affect another person, to make someone else feel something. That is what is really important to them, because they themselves don't feel emotionally. They need to affect another person. And think about it this way, right? If that narcissist was to come back into your life now and know that you are experiencing anxiety and that you are stressed from this situation, do you know how happy they would be? Oh my God, let me tell you, they would be so happy that they have affected you in some way. And for them, it's a mind game. That's what they're doing. They're playing mind games to see how they can affect you, to see how, you know what, to see how you would react. Like those patients that were in that mental health hospital, they were doing it for fun. They were doing it to pass the time. They were doing it because it made them feel superior. It made them feel good that actually they had affected the staff in some way. You know, yes, this is enduring mental health that I'm talking about here. And obviously, like I'm talking about pathological narcissists. They would do the same thing. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're talking about a personality disorder here, a personality disorder. So it's a disordered personality, the way that they think, the way that they behave. Because yes, of course, yes, they have experienced trauma, but we all have choices, don't we? We all have choices in life. And there's a few reasons why people become narcissistic. It's a dysfunctional ego. They're not able to self-soothe. I am not undermining that what they have gone through is really bad trauma. It's bad. And this is how this person has coped with it. But you know what? All of us, every single one of us, have experienced trauma in our childhood at some point. But we didn't become narcissistic, did we? We didn't become narcissistic. We didn't take pleasure in wanting to hurt others, wanting to affect others, you know, like in a negative way. But they did. They did, and that's the choice that they made. Because you're not born a narcissist. You're not born a schizophrenic. You're not born with a personality disorder. You're not born with depression. You're not born with anxiety. It's something that we learn throughout our lives. It's something that how we learn to cope. So the only mental illnesses that you are kind of born with would be autism and learning disability. The rest is all learnt. It's all learnt behavior. So that's why I'm saying to you guys, you know, the narcissist has learnt to be like this, and they're not changing. They don't care. They're getting their needs met. Why do they need to change? Like, if you're getting your needs met, would you want to change? You probably would, because you're not like them. But like, to them, it's a bit of fun. It's a mind game. They are doing what they want to do. And to them, that is what's important, not you. So the fact that you are stressing about them and you've got anxiety, worrying about this situation, why something has happened, why this has happened, why that's happened. Guys, you really need to think about this. Like, what about you? They're doing this to hurt you. And if you have prolonged levels of stress and anxiety, think about what is happening to your body. Think about, you know, like how your body is reacting to this. Joshua says, why do they have to obsessively watch you 24/7? Joshua, I've got videos about this. I think I've done about 3 or 4. But basically, the reason why they watch you, because it's all about the attachment disorder. They don't want to let you go. They are in competition with you. They want to see how you are doing, what you're doing, if you're doing better than them. That's why they're watching. And you know, on some level, also, they want to know that how you are doing so they can come back and try and hoover you, to try and get some of your energy, because you're doing good. And that's why they want to do that. So they will watch. Guys, be under no illusion, they watch. All right? They do watch. Listen, they're on their social media 24/7. They're watching past supplies. They're watching people all the time because they want to know. They want to know. And that is what's happening. That's why they do that. We've got to, do you know what, guys? We've got to stick up for ourselves. Like, we've got to look at this and think, do you know what? Is my life really worth this? Feeling this anxiety, you know, like feeling this stress. Is my life worth this? Because I'll tell you something, when you were kids, all right, when you were kids, we always thought how our lives are going to turn out, like what we want to do in our lives, you know, where we want to be. I know that when I was a kid, okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to be a pop star. I really did. I really would have loved to, like Britney Spears. I would have loved to have done that. But I can't sing. I only sing in my car when there's no one there. Only when the dog is there, but no one else. So that career for me was not going to happen. I love to dance though, but I can't sing. So, you know, I thought to myself, it'd be so wonderful. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to do concerts. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to dance. It's going to be lovely. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Who and how did you imagine your life was going to be? How did you want it to turn out? You know, and that magic of life and that innocence of life that we feel at that time, did we ever think that we are going to be here? That we are going to be in this situation where we're so stressed that we can't even sleep, that we are so anxious that we can't even function properly. We don't even want to get out of bed. We don't want to eat. We don't want to see people. No, we didn't. No, because actually that wasn't what we wanted. That wasn't our life's path. So we have to really take control. We really have to understand actually what is going on here. And we need to make a promise to ourselves, actually. We need to understand that we are worth the change, that we are worth so much more than this. Because the fact is that these people are siphoning your energy. They're not even there. They've gone. They're not even there. And they're still siphoning your energy because you're still giving it to them. Stuff them. Like, are they even important? Like, who are they? Seriously, like, who are they? You've got to think, okay, this is my life. This is what I want from my life. This is what I want to achieve. And you go and do it. You've got to put these things, you know, into action. Because the more that you sit there worrying, thinking like, why is this person like this? Why hasn't this happened? Why has that happened? Do you know what? It's just going to keep you stuck, you know, and then, you know, 1 month's going to go past, 2, then 3, then 6. That's already half a year. That's already half a year that has been taken away from you that actually you could have spent on you. Sorry, my hair is really annoying me today, so I'm sorry about that. Just keep brushing it past. It's the weather. It's the weather. It makes it really fluffy. And I can't get comfortable on this chair, so I'm sorry. Keep moving and fidgeting. Sean, you're right. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. It's true. It's true. So which one do you want to do? You want to laugh or you want to cry, guys? Like, I know which one I'd rather be doing. You know, so it's about making that choice. It's about making that decision. What is right for you? What do you want from your life? You know, you don't want to get to an age where you look back and you think, I wish. I should have. You don't want to be in regret. You have a choice right now. You can do something about it. But it means that you have to put the actions in place to make that happen. Because if you don't, they're just going to take so much more. And you're going to keep thinking about them. You're going to keep dreaming about them. You know, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be doing that. And think about it. You're not even yourself when you are anxious. You're not even yourself when you're full of stress. You can't relax. You can't be you. And that is what's so sad. Thank you. Adrian says, can a narcissist change with therapy or meds? No. No, they can't. I'll explain it, right? A narcissist, the meds can manage their mood. Yes, granted, with mood stabilizers. But a narcissist would have to go to a psychiatrist and be diagnosed. And you know as well as I do that narcissists are not going to do that. They are not going to expose themselves like that. And with therapy, well, there is a therapy called dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, which has been known to help with emotional problems, with people with personality disorders. But narcissism is a cluster B personality disorder, which really, to be honest with you, I don't think that it would really work with this. Simply because a narcissist, what they do is they have separated from themselves. They have separated from who they actually are because their past is so painful. So they've created this exterior. Now, in order for them to make lasting change would mean that they would have to go back in time, revisit that childhood, that trauma, that thing that happened to them. And again, a narcissist is not going to do that, because you know why? Because if you're getting your needs met and things are working for you, why would you do that? Why would you want to change? Things are working. You're getting your needs met. Everything's okay. It doesn't matter if you're hurting others. It doesn't matter. So that's why therapy and medication is not going to work. You have to admit, you have to say that something is wrong with you, or you have to go and get diagnosed that something's wrong with you. And they're not going to do that. Like, they're so not going to do that. That's right, Joshua. No, because they don't think anything is wrong with them. Exactly. They don't. But if they're not going to change, and they're not willing to change, if they're not willing to change, you are. You can change. You have the ability to make that decision in your life. You have the ability to change. You can change. You can change this reality. It doesn't have to be yours going forward. It doesn't mean that this has to be your life. You can make that change. You can stop this from happening. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. You know, you have the capability to achieve anything in your life. You can have the life that you desire. And a lot of people say, no, I can't. It's just not possible for me because this has happened to me for so long. But you know what? That just keeps you stuck, because that is victim mentality. It just keeps you stuck in that mindset. And you then put excuses in place why you can't change. Of course you can change. Of course you can change how your life is. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, where you are in your life. Like, there's lots of people, you know, that I even know personally that have come from quite a poor background, and now they are made, you know, in life, because they never stop believing in themselves. They never stop trying to go forward. You know, there are other people who have suffered, you know, so much in their life. I mean, oh my God, look, prime example, look at the Holocaust, you know, and Auschwitz. You know, how many people had gone through that trauma, had gone through that in their life? And believe me, that must have been like absolutely disgusting, like absolutely awful. Do you know, I once did actually go to Auschwitz in Poland, and I did visit the concentration camp. Oh my God, I don't think I would ever go again. It was a life experience, not gonna lie. Like, it was absolutely devastating what happened there. And you know, when I was there, actually, you could still feel that kind of heavy energy that's there, that hasn't left. You know, you can still see the bullet holes. You know, when you go into the gas chambers, it still smells of gas. You know, but what I'm trying to say is these people had suffered so much, and so many of them had talked about their experiences of how they go through this trauma. I mean, they saw people being shot in the head, being killed on a daily basis. So the kind of trauma that these people suffered was unimaginable, because, like, we haven't experienced that. Anna says, are narcissists happy in their life? No, they're not. You know, so we as human beings, we're quite resilient. We're also quite delicate, and we can cope through a lot of things, but we can get through a lot of things. And you know what the most important or most powerful organ in our body is? It's our brain and our heart. Those are the two most important organs, two most important things that drive us forward. So we can make a difference. We can change our life. Doesn't mean that we have to stay stuck in this life in the way that it is right now. We can make a difference. We can change it. We can change our reality. It will take hard work and dedication, but we can do it. You know, the way that we learn about things, or the way that we make certain habits stick, is about repetition. It's about repeating the same behavior. And sometimes it can get really hard to do that, because There's also things that get in the way. Things like, we doubt ourselves. We feel like maybe we're not good enough. We might feel like we're not deserving or we shouldn't do something. But actually, it's only our own mindset that stops us or blocks us from getting what it is that we want or what it is that we need. When we're in stress and anxiety, we're already blocking. So it's about really moving forward from that and really understanding that actually, we have the capacity. We can change. We have got the ability to do that. You just got to get in that mindset. You've got to get into that zone of thinking. Anyone who's achieved anything in life will always say to you, it wasn't easy, it was hard. But they just made it happen because they really believed in themselves. Yes, Juan, you're absolutely right. You become what you think. You create your own reality. And if you guys knew how true that actually is, that actually you are so powerful. Yet we are taught not to think that. We are taught to not believe in ourselves. And why isn't this taught, at school? Why isn't this something that we learn to be? Why isn't it that we are not taught how to self-soothe or how to, be kinder to ourselves or be happy? It's funny. It's only after trauma and abuse that we kind of go through that we learn that actually this is what we have to do or this is how we have to help ourselves. It's only after something that happens to us. But what if we learned, and put protection and boundaries in place for these things that didn't happen or wouldn't happen to us on such a severe level? Because we're kind, compassionate people and we always want the best for others. We sometimes, that makes sense. We sometimes put other people before us, other people's needs before us because we want them to be happy. We want them to be okay, but we don't think about ourselves, or maybe as children, we have been taught to not think about ourselves first. We have been taught to put others before us. But that needs to change. It's not being selfish. It's not being narcissistic. We need to really think about our own needs, because when you're met with these narcissistic or these toxic people, they take that for granted. They want you to put them first. They feel entitled that you should put them first. So you need to do the opposite. You need to think about you. You need to think about your health and your mental well-being. And how are you going to make it better? There are things that you can do to help you heal from this. Guys, I wanted to run an idea past you. So as many of you know, that I am going to be starting a mentorship in the new year. It was supposed to happen in November, but it didn't. I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to start it in the new year. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on this and tell me what you think. So I wanted to basically build this community within a community. Because I love the fact that you guys are here, and we do have a laugh. And I love seeing the comments. You guys have a great connection. I wish I could join in with the comments and someone else could be speaking. That would be a lot of fun. So I was thinking, we could have this more private rather than it being so public, where we could talk about, our own thoughts as well without it being actually so public. So we could have a group, like a group chat. I was thinking, I could do videos that are not going to be actually on YouTube. They would be specifically for this mentorship. I would be able to coach you, by like weekly tasks or weekly things that kind of like my journal prompt, but more on a more intense, more psychology would be included within this. And what would happen is we would have a live once a month where we could talk, and we could share ideas and things, because I know that this is a public forum, and I know that this is going to remain the property of YouTube, which is public and everyone can see it and watch it. So I wondered if I could just get your thoughts on this. If you were interested, could you just put a yes in the chat so that I can just see if this is something that you guys would be interested in? I'd really love to know. I'm really glad. Rage in Phoenix. Yeah, I'm actually a trainee psychologist, so yes. That's great. I'm really glad that you guys would be interested in that. Thank you. This is great. I know, Laurie, you have. You have been here for a really, really long time, and I really appreciate your support. You have been here for a while. So, yes, so Laurie, this is like very different to what I used to have before, so it's going to be more in depth. It's going to be more kind of personal, like more, like in depth, more. It's a mentorship. It's an exclusive mentorship program. That's what I want to do, because I know that like there probably is so many of you that would probably want to talk one-to-one with me, but I'm just thinking this would be more directed at the healing, like more motivational, more to like build you up, understand that you can do this. It's helping. This is really great, Midnight Blue. I'm really happy. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so this is great. I'm really happy. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, there will be a cost, Sarah. But I'm not sure. I'm just trying to understand, like where everyone's thoughts are with this. So yeah, of course, there will yes, there will be a cost, but it's not going to be like that much. I don't know yet. They have the disorder. So Raging Phoenix, there's a lot of people claiming they have the disorder that don't, or people in the psychology aspect that really aren't proficient. Yes, I completely understand where you are with this. Do you know what? There are so many people, actually, even on YouTube, and you probably have come across these people, you see them, that actually they're offering these programs, these therapy sessions, and they're not actually qualified. They're actually just life coaches. Not that I have anything against life coaches, but when you're working with people, on this level, people who have experienced trauma, you need to have some sort of education, some sort of psychology background. I've been in mental health, been working in mental health now for 12 years. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, 12 years. Oh my God. Yes, it's 12 years. And I've been working in mental health for 12 years. Goodness, that just shocked me as well. And I am, and I'm qualified. I've got, just check my bio. I'm not going to go through it, but there's so many people out there that claim so much. And I feel like you just don't know the wood from the trees. Like sometimes it's not very obvious. But the thing is, you've got to use your discernment. Because I think, do you know what? I did a video about this because I said the same thing. It's like, how are these people charging like hundreds and hundreds of pounds just because they've got this huge following, like on YouTube, and, they're saying they can do this and that, when actually they're causing so much more damage. Because when you are told the wrong information, this can be really detrimental to your mental health. So, you've got to be aware. And I've got to say, I've had clients who have come to me and said that, they had been in therapy and their psychologist was totally a narcissist. Look, there's going to be narcissists everywhere, like as particularly within, this therapeutic field, because you've got to understand that, like, when someone doesn't have your best interest at heart, what this is about is a power dynamic. So when you've got a narcissistic psychologist or a therapist, you know, your client's going to come through the door. You know, they're going to know that actually this person, you know, needs your help. They're going to want to get better. So someone who is narcissistic isn't interested about, you know, making someone feel better or making someone feel good. It's about power. And there's that power dynamic that's going on here. They don't care about you. It just makes them feel good that actually they're the ones that are, you know, vulnerable and they are taking advantage. You know, I've got to say this, right? It's not actually that hard to manipulate people. Working in the field that I do, you know, and I've said this to my clients before, like, actually, it's not hard to manipulate people because you can tell people so much stuff, you know, say so much. And it just takes that person to believe you, you know? And if someone isn't genuine and they want the worst for you, you'll feel it. You will feel it. You'll see it in that person's eyes. You'll see it in their behavior. You'll see it in the way that they express themselves with language. So this is something that I really, really want you guys to be aware of, that yes, there are like toxic people everywhere in every aspect, you know, in every field, but you have to, you know, you have to use your discernment. You have to see through it, you know. So yeah, it's hard, I know, and it's quite shocking that someone would do that, but as I said, this is about power dynamic, and this is about manipulating people, telling them things that is going to make the narcissistic person to feel better. So yes, it's crazy. I know, like, and you know what? I have actually come across narcissistic bosses. You know, I remember I was working in this crisis center about 6 years ago, and my boss, he was, oh my God, he was something else. He really was such a flirt. Like, do you know what was really weird? Okay, so I remember in the office, okay, so when we were seeing clients, I remember in the office, every single woman that was in that office worshipped him. And I just thought, isn't that a bit strange? Why is every single woman like, so, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, I will do that, yes, of course. I was thinking, this is a bit strange. Why is this happening? And so he was someone that was quite powerful. He wanted that attention. And that's what I mean, guys. That's what they do. They get people to, I don't know, like fall for them. They're so like charming, or they're really seductive. Like female narcissists are really seductive. And then you've got like the male narcissists who are so charming and like everyone loves them because they can't see what's going on. And so, yes, I do remember he didn't like me very much, and I didn't end up staying there. So I ended up actually just leaving. I couldn't deal with it anymore. He was so weird. So weird. But anyway, sorry, I keep moving around and still trying to get comfortable on this chair. Anyway, it's not like the ones that I had in Greece. They were worse. This one's a bit better, but still uncomfortable. Anyway. So, yeah, you know, this is about you changing the narrative within your mind, changing the way that you think. I just read that comment. Where do I sign up for the cult? It's not a cult. I'm not offering a cult. You don't have to join. You don't actually have to join. Actually, if you wanted to find out more information, check the description box. You'll find it there. But yes, so guys, yes, you need to change the way that you think about things, the way that you are, you know, the way that you are with yourself. Like, you need to put yourself first. That's what you guys need to really do, is put yourselves first, and also think about the way that you speak to yourselves. Like, if you're someone that is always saying, oh, you stupid idiot, oh, and, you know, like swearing at yourself, like, what is the point? Why are you doing that? Yeah. Yes, the taverna chairs were comfortable. I actually did find them very comfortable. So, yeah, think about the way that you speak to yourselves. Like, are you swearing at yourselves? Are you putting yourselves down? Like, why are you doing that? This is, do you know what? This is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You know, our mind is always listening to how we're speaking about ourselves, you know, and it's then causing us to react to the way that we think about ourselves. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. Sean, I love it. Yes, you can only join the cult if you can cook a turkey. Absolutely. Yes. If you guys can cook a turkey, you can join. And also, it's not a cult. I'm not saying that you guys have to join. I'm just passing some ideas, like just to see what you guys think. Anyway, it'll be fun. We'll have so much fun. Healing doesn't have to be boring. Healing can be fun. Like, who says that it's got to be boring and it's got to be so hard? No, life is supposed to be fun, not supposed to be so serious. Yes, it really doesn't have to be. No, I don't have family in Greece. No, not at all. I just love the place. That's what it is. I love the food and I love the people. That's why I keep going. I think I've been there like 3 times this year. Yes. Who knows? I might be 3 or 4 times next year. Don't know. But I will be going back. So, yeah, just think about, like, life is not meant to be boring. And it's not meant to be hard. You're not meant to be suffering like this. You're not meant to feel this way. Like, life is supposed to be happy. It's supposed to be fun. Like, do you remember when we were kids? How much fun did we used to have when we didn't take life so serious? Yeah, the boss, the Xbox sounded like a cult leader. Yeah, he was so weird, honestly. And do you know what? Oh my God. Do you know what else was really weird? He had a glass eye. So he would be looking that way and then that eye was facing that way. I think that did it for me. I think I was just like so freaked out. Oh, sounds like your old boss was running a car. Yes, he was. I swear to God. All of these women were so like in awe of him. And I just stood there in the office thinking, are you lot for real? Like, what are you doing? He's just, I don't know, maybe because I saw through it. He didn't like me very much. He didn't like me. He was actually quite mean. Like, he was horrible to me. But hey, there you go. I wasn't horrible. I wasn't rude back to him. It's just because I didn't worship him. That's what it was. I just found him very strange. Anyway, so yeah. Yes, life, our lives. How can we make it more fun? How can we find that magic in life? I think that's what we really need to think about. Like, what makes you happy? Do you guys know what makes you happy? Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Yes, that's exactly who he was. Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter. Yes. Yes, it was at Hogwarts. But he was a good guy though. He was one of the good guys. This guy. Oh my God, I could just see eyes. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. You guys are so funny. Yeah, like. It was weird. That eye, just, yes. He was so weird. Anyway. Right, no more eyes. Please don't post any more eye emojis because it's just making me laugh. Yeah, so what did you guys enjoy doing as kids? What did you love doing? Do you know what I did? I remember this. Maybe because it's because I was a bit of a weird kid. Like, I remember when it used to rain and there were puddles. And I remember I would take like my shoes and socks off and run barefoot in puddles. Like, I used to just, I don't know why, I just like doing that. I used to hug trees as well. I know, it's a weird kid. You wouldn't want me as a kid. But I guess I just saw life differently. But yeah, not many people understood me. But yes, this is what I mean. This is the things that made me happy at that time. You know, music makes me happy now. You know, I love going horse riding, although I haven't been because it's like Siberia here in the UK at the moment. So, and also I haven't been here for like a month. So I haven't been horse riding, but I do need to go like when it's a bit warmer, not now because it's like literally it's too cold. Yeah, Yes, 4 more likes. Come on, guys. Please like, please like, please like. I would love that. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, think about it. Like maybe this is something that you guys can journal. Like, what did you like doing, you know, when you were children? Like, what did you like doing? Like, obviously not as crazy as what I used to do, and not as weird, I guess. But just what did you like? Did you like hanging out with a certain friend? Oh, you guys love horse riding too. That's wonderful. Definitely music. I also paint as well. I used to love painting. I paint pictures like canvases. I used to like painting with acrylic. But you know what, guys? I just don't have time to do that now. I used to love it. I remember actually, when was it? About 15 years? No, 10, 15, 10, somewhere along there. I had my artwork exhibitioned in a gallery. And I was so proud of myself. I was only young. I must have been about, oh no, now you'll know my age. So no, it was it was a while back. And yeah, so I had like all of my artwork put up in the gallery. I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my God. Check the temperature where? Listen, at the end of the day, it is not here. So anywhere that's not here, I will go. Anyway, so yeah, like I had all of my work displayed. So that made me really proud. That was a really proud moment for me. Although I don't paint anymore. I haven't painted for like 2 or 3 years now. You know, some of the paintings, you know, like you see in the YouTube videos, you know, that one, you know, where my sofa is, and then there's that painting behind me. I painted that. And there's a few around the house. So yeah, like Sarah, of course you can come with me. You can come to Greece with me. We will all, can you imagine if we all went to Greece? We would have such a wonderful time. Definitely. Definitely. It would be great. Of course you can come. Exactly. Don't let a narcissistic person stop what you love doing. They don't have that right. Don't let them control you. Thank you very much. Thank you. HM Norval, thank you. College, the front and back. Okay. So, think about what it is that you want from your life. Take control. Think about the way that you speak about yourself. That's right, Carla. Never change. They never change. Yes, they never change, but you can change. You can change your life. You can make those changes. And yes, the jellyfish. That's right. Eric, that's right. The jellyfish. You remembered. Yes, that's hanging in my kitchen. Yes. Yes. Greece bound. Yeah, we're all going to Greece. Hello, Simon. How are you doing? Is this how we have to have a relationship now, Anushka? I feel abandoned and miss you. Bless you. I hope you're doing well, Simon. I really, really do. I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the live. So yeah, childhood. This is your inner child. You've got to connect back to that. Like, there's no beating it around the bush. You've got to, do you know what? You've got to connect back to your childhood. Because your inner child and your childhood. Because that really is the building blocks of who you are. And what you've done, you've just grown. You've just grown from that. And that's who you are. So it's about connecting to that you that exists within you. And this is what I say, like, you know, go back in time to when it was your childhood. You've got to, I forgot what I was saying. I just read that comment, coming to Greece to hunt down the Greek narcs. Oh my God. Yes, we would be all warriors, wouldn't we? Coming to get them. That would be good, wouldn't it? Narc warriors. So our inner child is what the healing is all about. You know, when you embark on this healing journey, it's not that you've just come here and, you know, you're on doing this healing journey. It's not about that. Do you know what? This is about changing your whole entire life. This isn't just about a couple of months, trying to get over this narcissistic individual, this person who has completely disturbed your life and your peace. It's not about that. This is about you changing as a person. This is about you growing. This is about you becoming. You are never going to be the person who you were when you first met them. You're going to be a different person. So this is about really stepping into that. That's your power. This is who, what you were meant to be. It's just such a shame that under these circumstances, this has got to happen. But, you can grow. You can so grow from this. Yeah, this is not about you holding hands with the dinner ladies right now. Of course, you'd be arrested, Simon. But this, what I'm saying is you got to connect back to your childhood, to your inner child. And I know, like JD, you're saying childhood suck though. But yeah, but it doesn't mean that your adulthood, it doesn't mean that you can't move past this, that you can't, move forward from this. This is about building on what already is there. This is about building. Angela, you're right. Connecting to our inner child. Why hunt the not? Yeah. Why are we even thinking about them? Like, why are we even thinking about them? Like, who are they? Like, seriously, who are they? Go. Bye. It doesn't matter. Let them go. Let them be who they are. You're not going to save them. You're not going to save the person that they're with now. Unfortunately, that person has to go through their own karma. They have to go through this experience. So this is about you now thinking about yourself and thinking about what you need to do, how you are going to move forward, how are you going to make your life happen, how you are going to be happy. That is what is important here, like your happiness. Because like I said, life is not meant to be sad and it's not meant to be heavy. It's not meant to be any of those things. These things are put in place by the system. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject. I wish I could talk more about it, but that's all I'm going to say. It's really about you and how you want to navigate your life, how you want to experience the magic of life, because life is actually magic. It can be really amazing. Look, don't get me wrong. There are things and stuff that happens that really does affect us, that does hurt us. Yes, of course, we've got bills to pay. Yes, of course, there's people that are going to come in and out of our lives that are not going to be who they say they are. But if you're deep down, if you have happiness, in your heart and you are motivated by, your qualities, like your kindness, your empathy, your beauty from inside and out, that is the core of you. So whenever you're met with these adverse situations in life, you are going to be able to come and look at it or sort the problem out from a positive place, from a different kind of perspective. You're not going to look at this as a negative way. You're not going to, feel downtrodden and battered by life, by having to affect other people because something has happened to you or something bad has happened. You are able to be resilient and be able to look at this from a different point of view. And it is about looking at life from a different point of view. It is about being in that positive mindset. And how do you get there? By managing your stress, by managing your anxiety, by looking at this in a different way. Not looking at it like from a victim mentality. This is about you actually being resilient and looking at this in a different perspective. Midnight Blue says, I have been learning I still can be myself, but an improved version of myself. Absolutely. Anna says, is this normal during trauma after the narcissist that I have a problem with short-term memory? Sometimes I can't remember what I was doing yesterday. Anna, yeah, this is actually quite normal. What it sounds like you're experiencing is cognitive dissonance, so like brain fog. Your memory will return back to you, but just at the moment, it sounds to me like your brain is overwhelmed with everything that is going on. And it seems that you are emotionally processing all the situations and things that you have experienced, which is why you are having problems, with short-term memory. But don't worry, your memory will return and it will be all right. And you will get through this. I think all of us who are here have also experienced that as well. HM also lots of therapy and meditations and baby steps and definitely different perspectives. Exactly. That's how you got to look at it. You know what? You got to look at these things. You've got to be able to help yourself. Because no one is going to be there for you. No one is going to be able to help you in that way. Unfortunately, emotionally, you kind of got to do it for yourself. And you can move forward from this. You can have the life of your dreams. You can have what it is that you've always wanted, what you've always desired. Just because this has happened, this doesn't have to be the defining, moment or the defining thing that happens in your life. It's like I said, who is this person? You're giving them too much time, too much brain space, too much thinking about them. They really don't deserve this from you. They really don't deserve you to actually put so much energy and effort and emotion in them. They don't do it for you. They expect it from you, but they don't do it for you. But you just got to take it one day at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Do this slowly, step by step, like what Norval said, baby steps. And you can get there. There are many people who have experienced narcissistic abuse. And I think I talked about this a few lives back, that, even there were people that were here actually in this community when I used to do the lives back in the day, 4 years ago. Was it 4 years ago? I think it was about 4 years ago. Yeah, it was a while back. And, they were within the community and everything. And now they have gone on to start their own YouTube channels. They are helping people as well, which is, it's so amazing to know that, because it shows that, there is a way forward from this. It doesn't mean that you have to be stuck. You guys can go on, and start YouTube channels and start working with people, because it's so important that you can see a different perspective. You can see that there is a way forward from this. And absolutely, Norma, spiritual awakening. With everything that we go through, we don't achieve anything without pain and uncomfortableness. So whilst we have suffered this anxiety, this stress, this PTSD as well, and we continue, even though these people are not in our lives, we still continue. But the longer that you stay in that victim mentality, the longer that you stay thinking why and trying to figure out why and trying to understand why, this overthinking about why is taking time away from your progress. It's taking time away from your life. It's like I said, what makes you happy? If you're constantly thinking about that person, how is that making you happy? How are you living your best life? How is it happening for you? It's not, because you remain stuck. You remain a victim. And when you're in victim mentality, you cannot achieve anything, because you just think that everything happens to you is a problem. Everything is a problem. You look at things very negatively. And so you stay stuck. And that's where the anxiety is maintained. That's where the stress is then maintained. Because if you're anxious, you then feel the stress, because if you're anxious, you're not eating and you're not sleeping well and you don't feel okay. So then you're feeling quite stressed. So the two go hand in hand. But like I said, it doesn't mean that this has got to be your future going forward. Yes, we all experience anxiety. Yes, we all experience stress. But it depends, it depends on everyone's experience and how quickly we recover from it, how quickly we can help ourselves move forward. HM Norval says overthinking sucks too. Yes, the overthinking, thinking things could be different. Like, why didn't this happen? Why did this happen? Like, why and why? And this is what I mean. Like, what is the point? You never reach a conclusion. Like, think about it. When you're overthinking something, you never actually reach a conclusion. You never actually get to the bottom of it. Because there's always thinking, yeah, but maybe this, but maybe that. Like, how did this happen? You know, you're just constantly thinking. And that, you know, it doesn't help you in the future. It doesn't help you move forward. It doesn't. Do you remember what I was saying at the beginning of this live? Like, think about what it does to your body. Like, the more time that you spend in anxiety, the more cortisol, the more that that your body is impaired. And, you know, for you then to have like health problems really affects how you then live your life. Like, can you be happy if you're feeling pain, you know, from health problems? You don't eat properly because your appetite also is impaired. You want to eat really sugary foods or really salty foods. And so, you know, as well as I do, you're going to be reaching for the KFC or the McDonald's. Don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But like once every 2 or 3 months, not every day, you know? But it is about really thinking about that and making the conscious choices for yourself, making the right decisions for you. Because when you are in anxiety, when you are in stress, this really impairs the way that you make decisions, the way that you make choices for yourself. And that's what I mean. You've got to see this for what it is. Like, the narcissist not even in your life, but look what they're doing to you. It's literally killing you, isn't it? It's literally killing you because you can't sleep, you can't eat properly, you can't be yourself, you can't live your life the way that you want to. So that's what I'm saying to you. You know, you've got to think about what makes you happy. Think about the way that you speak to yourself, because these are all things that are really important in progressing forward from this, in progressing, you know, in your life. We're always going to be drawn back to those negative thoughts, you know, thinking, oh, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that. Like, why did they do that? But you've literally got to stop yourself. You've literally got to just stop. Maybe you write it down in a journal. Maybe, you know, you contact a therapist and you talk it through. But once you've talked it through, don't go back to overthinking that maybe this should have been like this, maybe that should have been like that, maybe this should have been like this. Because actually, it doesn't matter. The past is the past. You're not going to be able to bring it forward. You're not going to be able to change it, because that is what has happened. And the past needs to remain in the past. Actually, the past is a distant memory. You're never going to have it back. But what you do have is right now. What, you know, we're never going to see the 10th of December 2022 at, well, where it is where I am is like 20 to 11 on a Saturday. We're never going to see this day. We're never going to see this moment again. So what are you going to do to change it? Why can't you take action now? Why can't you do this for you? You are more than important enough. You deserve this. This is your birthright. So don't ignore yourself. Don't think of yourself as a victim. You know, these people picked you for a reason. You know what that reason is? It's because you're kind, because you're compassionate, because you have empathy, you're patient, you care about people. That's why they picked you. That's why they didn't pick your neighbor or the person down the road, because they don't have those qualities. These are your qualities that you need to guard. You need to put some sort of protection in place. Because if you don't do it for you, like, there's going to be more people that come into your life and take advantage, or take the PISS out of you. You don't allow people like that to come into your life and do that. Like, no one has the right to do that. But if we don't protect ourselves, then yeah, of course they are. There's always people like that around us. And there's always going to be. But it's up to us how we protect ourselves, what we do for us. We're not victims, and I keep saying that we're not victims. You're not even survivors of this. You're more than that. These are labels to define people that I feel like, the survivor label is just taking your power away, because you're more than that. You're a fighter. This is your life. This is you. This is your life that you are living on your terms. And how do you want to live it? Being in victim mentality keeps you stuck in a prison in your mind, thinking, anxiety, stress, not being able to sleep. That's like a prison sentence, right? For something that you didn't even do. So brain, you still here. I've come to realize the devil's way on the move. There's such evil individuals. They are. There's loads of evil individuals out there, and you don't notice. They may be very pretty, they may be very handsome. They come to you and they offer you everything that you want. But their agenda, or what's behind all of that, is evil. They want to hurt you. They want you to see you fall. That's what these people do. You've got to remember who you are. You've got to remember who you've come from, where you've come from, like what your qualities are. That's what you got to remember, who you are. Because if you don't notice these qualities, you're not going to protect that. And there's going to be people out there who exploit that. Dr. Alicia says, I feel like it's a curse. How do you protect yourself? They are so prevalent in society now, and there are so many people who are harder and harder to detect. Do you know what? That's so true. It is true. They are harder to detect. And do you know what I would say is your intuition will never let you down. This is why it's so important for you to connect back to yourself and understand yourself. Know that you are right. Know what you're feeling. Again, if you're feeling anxiety and stress, you're going to be disconnected completely, because you're just not going to feel you. So that is how you will know if there's someone around you, or someone that is coming towards you that is narcissistic or dangerous. You're right, Angela. Remember who you are. Remember where you've come from. And protect that. And that's why our intuition, or our gut feeling, is something that is always going to protect us. You're always going to know if someone is not okay, because you're going to feel that energy off them. You're going to feel that this person means you harm. That's how you know. And we need to protect ourselves. We need to put these boundaries in place. Do you know, one thing I would say is, don't say too much about yourself. Keep quiet. Take a step back. Watch them for a bit. Watch these people. If you're not sure about someone, take a step back. Watch them for a bit. You ask the questions, not them asking you questions, trying to get information out of you. That is what is going to be really important. If you're watching someone, you're looking at the way that they speak. You're looking at their body language, their facial expressions. These are all clues. These are all things that your intuition is going to pick up on, and you're going to be able to make that right decision. And that's what I mean. It's about putting these smart things in place for you, so that you can help yourself. You have the power to do this. But again, if you're experiencing anxiety and stress, and maybe even depression added to the mix, you're not going to feel you. You're not going to feel good within yourself, because this takes you away from that purpose. This makes you feel unsure of yourself. So do these practices. Connect back to yourself. Make you feel good, because that's what life is supposed to be. Life is meant to feel good. Yana says, Anushka, can you talk more about the smear campaign that happens after the breakup and how far it can go? Yeah, sure, of course. So the smear campaign is all about putting you down. It's all about making other people believe that you're the problem, that you're the one that is the issue. So the narcissist or the toxic individual is going to tell lies about you to other people so that other people are going to believe them. And so the narcissist looks like they're the one that is graceful, they're the one on top, they're the ones that are okay, and it's you that's not. And unfortunately, the casualties that are in this is you, and also maybe even friends. People who you thought were your friends, people who you could trust, are now not that person. But what I would say to you is this: even though you are going through this right now, those people that are not on your side, or they're not your friends, don't believe in you, have suddenly stopped talking to you, that's fine. Let them believe what they want to. You don't need to justify yourself to anybody. You don't need to tell anybody anything. You don't need to try and turn this around. Because you know why? Because if they were your friends, or if they were people that believed in you, they would be with you. The fact that they're not. And it's really hard. I know it's really hard, and it's really hurtful. It's not anything that you have done. You've got to remember that these people have been charmed or seduced by this person, and they are believing the lies. Do you know what? Once we all did too. We all believed the lie. We all believed the illusion, because let's face it, these people are really good at what they do. They are. And we believed that they are this wonderful person. And actually, that's what these people are doing. They're believing that you are the bad person because they're putting you down. They're smearing you. And you know, at some point, we also used to think that their exes were the weird ones, that their exes were the ones that were so awful, when actually it was them. So look, this is what I mean. Anyone can be fooled. And look, even though these people are not on your side, they don't believe you, you know, it's really hurtful when you do lose friendships, when you do lose people from your life. But one thing you've got to remember is, if they really knew you, they would know that this person is lying about you. They would know that this person isn't telling the truth. So that's how you got to remember this, is that you don't need to justify yourself. If this person was for you, then they would be with you. But they're not. And that is a sad reality. I understand that completely. But the smear campaign happens because the narcissist needs to prove that they are actually okay. It's embarrassing for them. It's embarrassing that this has happened, which is why they try to circle back, which is why they try to hoover you back in. They do get in contact. But they need other people to know that you're the problem. They need other people to believe the lie, because God forbid that anything was wrong with the narcissist, another person would know about it. Like, seriously. So, yeah, that's why they do that. And can you see, like, this behavior, the things that they do, like, you're never going to understand them. You're never going to try and figure it out, because they don't think the way that we do. They don't think like that. So the fact that you spend time in the evening thinking about them, or trying to work it out, like, why is this happening? Why is this and that? You know, you're not going to figure it out. And actually, why? Why would you want to? Because it's just a pointless task. It's just fruitless. Adrian Rodriguez, do not ever expose them. Don't ever tell them that you know. That is your secret. You know, you keep that to yourself, because at the end of the day, if you expose a narcissist, you are going to be met with fear, with rage, with anger, and I don't know what, like, the worst. Because you figured them out. They want to hide. Like, don't ever tell them that. I know maybe you want to tell this person that you've figured them out, because maybe you're thinking that they might be able to take on board what you're saying, and maybe go to therapy, and maybe try and, I don't know, like, try and work it out some way. This person is never going to do that. They're not interested in change. Like I said before, you know what? They are getting their needs met, so they don't care about you. They don't care that you have figured it out. Like, they don't care that what information you want to say. What they will do is you'll be met with rage because they want to hide that part of them. They will turn it around and say that you are the narcissist. And this will trigger you. So don't do it. Don't do it. I know that we would all love to do that. Like that would be the best revenge, you know, like to call someone, to tell them who they are, tell them about themselves. That would be like the best thing. That would be the best revenge. But sadly, it's not. Like we'd also would like to save, you know, the new supply from this, from what they are going through. But we can't. And this is the sad reality of it. We have to think about ourselves. And it's not because we're being selfish. It's not because we're rude. And I know this goes against the grain of who we are and what we actually stand for. Because we're there. We want to help people. We enjoy helping people. We enjoy making people happy. But this isn't about that, guys. You've got to look at this, you know, like you've got to help yourself. Like you've got to save yourself first. You know, it's like when you're in an aeroplane, like I was a few days ago. And, you know, like the air hostess or the air stewardess, you know, like they say, you know, you've got to put your mask on first and then somebody else's. And this is the same analogy. You've got to put that mask on first to save yourself. Because if you're not doing okay, then you're not doing okay. And no one's out there that's going to come and save you. There's no one out there that cares about you in that way, the same way that you do. You're the only one that knows how to help you. And it's your responsibility. It's up to you to save yourself. And do you feel that you are worth it? Do you feel that you are good enough, are worthy enough? Of course you are. Of course you can. And you can do this. Okay? You've got every capability, every right to get there. And you can achieve this. Your life is yours for the living. Not to make somebody else's happy, not to fulfill somebody else. This is about you. And whatever you have gone through, whatever has happened, you know, in the past, is the past. And these are all experiences. These are all lessons. If that's how you want to see them. They're lessons that you grow from. These are things that we take on board. You know, maybe these people have come into your life to teach us something. I don't know. Either way, the experience has been horrific and soul destroying, and this person has taken so much from you. But it doesn't mean that this has got to be your reality going forward. It doesn't mean that you've got to live this life, you know, thinking like, oh my God, you know, oh my God, like I can't get forward. I can't move forward from this. Of course you can. Of course you can. Absolutely, Carla. Never let them see you sweat. It's true. When are you planning to start the mentorship community? Oh, yes, good question. That is starting in January 2023. That's literally, oh my God, you know, as I said that is actually in like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. So yeah, so it will be in January. For those of you that would like to join, please see the description box. There's a link, and all you've got to do is register your email. And I'll be sending out more information in the next week or so. It will be a week, this week coming up. So yeah, the following week. I'll be sending out more information. And yes, I'll be talking about all of this a little bit more. I'm so glad that you guys want this. Like you guys are, you know, up for it. So that's really, I'm really happy, because I was thinking like, oh, are they going to want to do this? You know, is this going to be something that they'll be interested in? So I'm really pleased that you will be, and I'm very happy. And so I will be sending out information in the next week, and the mentorship will be starting in January. So it'd be great to have you guys on there. It'd be great to connect with you guys personally. Like obviously I am, but it's you know, like I can't, you know, obviously comment on every kind of question. You know, it just makes it really difficult because it just, sometimes the chat just moves really quickly and I can't see it. And absolutely, we got to keep moving forward. We have to. So if you like these lives, this is kind of like what it's going to be like. I'm going to go, I'm going to go more into depth, you know, like how to achieve this, how to move forward from this. You know, there'll be like, it'll be more motivational. It's not going to be about, oh, the narcissist, why the narcissist does this. This is going to be a lot more motivational, a lot more psychology led, you know, more positive psychology, things that you can put into practice, things that have never been kind of told to you or said to you. This is kind of like new and innovative. There'll be, you know, I'll be doing videos that are going to be specific for the mentorship program. You know, this is about, you know, you living the life that you have always wanted to. And these are going to be the building blocks of actually, of how you do it. So I'm going to teach you like step by step of how to achieve that. I'm going to be talking about how to, you know, build yourself up, make yourself stronger. You know, like not only will it be emotionally, psychologically, we're going to talk physically. I'm also going to put some financial information in there as well, like how to build your wealth as well. Like these are the things that are so important. I'm going to teach you like tips, techniques, things that I've learned, you know, throughout like my career in psychology, like things that I have done, things that have worked. Like I'm not going to say, oh, do this and like it's been written in a textbook. No, these are going to be proven methods. These are the things that I have done, things that I know will work. These are the step-by-step process of how you get there, how you do it. And you so can. There's going to be like weekly like tasks, weekly kind of worksheets that you will be doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to join into the Zoom, into the live, like we're all going to be together and we're going to just talk. We're going to go through this and we're going to, you know, try and elevate each other. So I feel like this is going to be beneficial for those of you who may have got over this narcissistic relationship and probably are thinking, so where do I go from here? This is that next step. This is that next level. This is about achieving your best life, like, you know, living and having, just kind of experiencing your best life. That's what this is about, really. There's going to be like food, recipes, things like, I'm going to teach you the whole thing. Like we're going to talk about the whole thing. It isn't just going to be about, you know, like quotes, have a nice day and do this and that. It's going to be more than that. So I hope that answers any questions that anybody has. If you want the information, the details are in the description box below. So just click the link. So yeah, that would be great. That would be great. So guys, I've obviously like looked at the time and it's like we're nearly up for time. So if you guys have any questions, please do ask them now, and click the like button. Oh, please click the like button so that we can get this, you know, out there to a lot more people. Yes, it does sparkle. You're right, E. It's I didn't realize you could see it. It's got what's it called? Glitter? Not glitter. It's got, it's got, you know, it's Christmas, so, you know, needed to add a bit of sparkle in there. Has everyone, talking of Christmas, I went to get like a second Christmas tree for the dining room today. Took the dog, took Alfie. He ran off. Like he pulled the lead and he ran off with the lead. So I was trying to choose Christmas trees today, like a real one. Oh my God, I had to run after him. It was so embarrassing. People were laughing at me. Of course they were. So yes. Has everyone else got their Christmas trees and put it up already? I hope you guys have. I hope everyone's going to have an amazing Christmas. And what are you guys doing? They will never, ever finally get to a point where they accept no. No, they won't. So that's why you have to enforce the no, because they will keep coming back. They will always keep trying to find out how you are and how everything is going. But please believe me, this isn't real. They don't care how you are. It's just whether you can meet their needs. You can do what they want you to do. Block them. Just block them. Just go. Let them go. Because it stops you from living your life. Yeah, I love real Christmas trees as well because they smell like they've got that smell. I love it. Take him to Greece with you next time. Serves you right. Do you know, on some level you are right. On some level you are right. He's very clingy to me, actually, at the moment. Very clingy to me. So, yeah, I should have taken him, shouldn't I? I was actually looking into getting a pet passport. He wouldn't have minded this time of year, but actually, if it was summer, it'd be too hot for him. He would just, like, he would melt. I know that. He doesn't handle the heat very well, that dog. Good, Sarah. You absolutely just block them. Block them now. It doesn't need to be tomorrow. Block them now. Waste of space. Honestly, waste of space. How dare he treat you like this? Absolutely. Should I block my malignant narcissistic ex-girlfriend or just plain ignore her if she messages me? She was begging me not to block her after our breakup. That's up to you. But, you know, like it probably would probably be better, but it's really up to you. Sarah, he is a French bulldog. That's who he is. He is a French bulldog and he has a mind of his own. Very funny dog. Absolutely very funny dog. Do any of you have pets? And if so, which ones? Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, no worries. If you don't feel like putting one up this year, then that's absolutely fine. Community. Yes, absolutely. I also hope we're all together and we have a strong community. I think one of my lives, actually, the Tuesday is going to be the day after Boxing Day, I think. So we'll do like a Christmas themed one the week before and the week after. That's next week, isn't it? So I will be back. Actually, I will be back on Tuesday, normal time, 9 p.m. BST UK time to 11, like basically this time. This is just a one-off that it happened like this. Like, so embarrassed. I felt so bad on Tuesday. It's like I said, I was on the phone to the moderator and I'm like, oh my God, it's not working. I'm freezing. It's like, we've got to stop. We've got to stop. I was like, no, we can't. We've got to keep going. He's like, no, you've got to stop. So I felt so bad. Obviously, like, I don't know if any of you saw my story on Instagram or I posted it here on YouTube. So bad. So yeah, today's one is a one-off. So you guys have got dogs, 2 cats, dogs, several discards, dogs without borders. I'm waiting on an apology. Sarah, you're never going to get an apology. You're not going to get an apology. A sweet cat, but not mine. I get 2 pictures a day. That's so cute. You've got Sphinx cats. Oh my God. And a little sausage dog as well. Oh my gosh. I love sausage dogs. I would have like about 10 of them. They're great. And Sphinx cats. How lovely. You got Staffy Cross, Sarah. Amazing. Eric, your dog is such a best friend. Yeah. That's what they think. Oh, Boxing Day, Tuesday. So yeah, you guys have got pets too. Aren't they just wonderful? They bring so much joy, especially when they run off when you're trying to choose a Christmas tree. So yeah. Laurie, you also have yes, I've seen your little doggy. Oh, she's so cute. How old is she now? Because I remember when you got her last year, I think she was a puppy. She was still very young. She's gorgeous. How old is she now? Eric, 2 dogs, English Mastiff, but oh, how cute. And you got a puppy. How amazing. Do you know what? I wish you guys could send in the photo so I could see, but obviously you can't. But yeah, no, it's okay. And my pet plant. Yes, and plants are pets as well. Yes, mine didn't get watered over the month and some of them are like not looking too good. So it's not good. So yeah. Dogs are the best medicine. That's right, Bridget. I think they are. Or any pet is the best medicine. Like, I don't know what I would do without my Alfie. He brings me so much joy. He's very funny. And the noises he makes are just unreal. All right, so today I've got to tell you. So today, I think I was doing something. I was doing something on the laptop today, and I wasn't giving him much attention. And all I could hear that he was behind me, and he was making this kind of like snorting noise, like piggy noise. And he was doing it just because he would get my attention. And every time I looked round, he would stop, and he kept doing it, and then he kept doing it more and more. And it just, in the end, I just laughed. I had to pick him up, and all he wanted was to sit on my lap. That's what he wanted. So Laurie, oh, she's 2 years old. God, time does fly. I remember when you got her. I do remember when you got her. Oh, yes, adopt when you can, folks. It's been adopted since 1992. Oh my goodness. Wow. So you must have had lots of pets. Sphinx cats are cool, and a dog and a cat at the same time. Oh, that's amazing. Could be Maggie. Yeah. Your dog is from Greece. Wow. Do you live in Greece? Sasusa. Sarah, thank you very much. Thank you. They are like, I don't know, pets are just on another level, aren't they? I just, you know, they're on another level. They're amazing. And they bring so much joy and so much healing as well. Do you know what? Take example of them. They have that energy about them. You know, there is unconditional love. You know, they don't want much in return, just food and somewhere to sleep. But it's their energy is so playful. They don't have worries. They don't, you know, like life is meant to be fun. And I think that's what I meant when I was saying earlier, like our life is meant to be happy, you know? So yeah, that's what I'm going to leave it on that note, guys. Oh, thank you, Eric. Your Alfie is cute as a button. I've seen the port. Yes, he is charming little man. Yes, he is a little git as well. Yes. So, guys, I think I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna go home and probably chill. That's what I'm gonna do. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed the live. I hope that it's helped you. I really do. And I will be back in 2 days. I'll be back here in 2 days. And I will put a poll up tomorrow, what we're going to be talking about. So please do get your votes in. And again, the mentorship, just have a look, you know, in the description box. There'll be more information on the website about that. So guys, yes, thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you for taking the time out of your day and your night, your evening to be here. I really appreciate your support and your input. And I hope that you have a good rest of the evening or a good rest of the day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys in 2 days. Bye.